pretty much to describe the perfect harmony cycle. We have to start with understanding what the chromatic scale, the chromatic cycle is, which if you're on a piano and you start on C and you just move to the right in order, so C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, etc. And you know how that sounds on a piano, doon, 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 doon. And that would be in moving one interval at a time across through the octave. And it would take 12 steps to complete the octave, 13 to hit the new octave, and start on root again. So the order is root, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, flat fifth, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth, minor seven, major seven, and root. It starts over. So we take a circle. Hard to draw a perfect circle freehand. And we call this circle the octave. And we put 12 points on it. You end up with just putting my marks. This root, minor second, major second, minor third, major third, perfect fourth, flat fifth of the opposition, perfect fifth, minor sixth, major sixth of the quarter, minor seven, major seven, like so. And to move through the circle and hit all the points, you would move, again, in this order, and hit each point along the way. And the harmony to that is a minor second harmony, because this note would be the minor second equivalent to this note. So each space is a minor second harmony. That sounds pretty dissonant. Now, for the perfect harmony spiral, instead of going from effectively 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you could start at the root, or 12 o'clock, and move to the perfect fourth or fifth. It doesn't matter, it's perfect harmony either way, because we're moving by perfect intervals. So we'll draw a line from root to perfect fourth.
Perfect fourth is the first perfect in between root and it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You could see it like this.
Root is C, yeah.
So from C to F is the perfect fourth, and you play those two and it's perfect harmony. C to G is perfect fifth, and you play those a lot in triad chords. So we're playing the perfect fourth, and we could do it either way. It would flow either way, but I draw it from this way, left to right. The perfect fourth of the perfect fourth, which means what the difference between C and F, from F, goes from C to F, the perfect fourth, to the minor seventh, which this would be a B. This would be a B flat. So fourth to B flat, and now we repeat. So the perfect fourth of this one is the minor third, and again minor sixth, again minor second, again flat fifth, again minor seventh, major seventh, minor third, major sixth, major second, perfect fifth, and root. And in this,
wow,
what we've just done is we've moved through the entire chromatic scale and hit every note and every half note, leaving none, only once in the same number of steps that it takes to go through chromatically. Without harmony, we've done it in perfect harmony.
And we know it's perfect harmony because of the way the sounds sound together when you play them on the piano.
Mm-hmm. They're all harmonious. Every sound that you play is equally harmonious with the sound that came before it and the sound that came after it, including what would normally be the flat fifth, the opposite of the root, which sounds the most dissonant. In older times in the Catholic in Catholic Church and under Catholic rule, playing the flat fifth was actually illegal because it was the devil's tone. the flat fifth harmony, which as you see is in opposition. It goes straight through. When you play in perfect harmony, none cross the center. So the order then, instead of going C to C sharp to D sharp, etc., becomes using this C to F, F to B flat, D sharp to G sharp. And this is you can find this on Google. This is called the circle of fourths and fifths. So this is the fourths going this way, is the way I drew it, and fifths going in reverse, which would be the same thing. It would be root to G, which if you remember, this was the second to the last one when we drew it the first time. This would be the second one, and the second to the last would be F. So it would follow the exact same pattern, just either going to the left or the right. Same number of steps to complete the octave, etc. And so what's interesting here is when you write these out in the perfect fifth pattern, it actually groups for you the majors and the minors, and it sorts them. Instead of having them all all in between, it puts all to one side. It polarizes them by nature with perfect fifth. And going by this cycle, as you can see, instead of having minor second, major second, minor third, you got perfect, root, perfect all together, and then you have minor second, minor third, minor sixth, minor second, flat fifth, major seventh, major third, major sixth, major second. It separates them.
So this is a different model where the key things are over here, and then the rest of them are all this way. And why is flat fifth different from everything else?
I could show you on a piano and you could hear it. You can hear it's the most dissonant. So this also, side note, tells me that perfect fourth, since it's grouped with the minors, probably is like a perfect minor. That makes sense. The perfect fourth would be feminine with the minors.
I was thinking
and the perfect fifth would be masculine with the majors.
Well, this is actually what I want to ask you about then is, so if we were to map these on the chakras, you would just go straight through the whole thing, right? Because C would be root, so we've got root, and then this is technically the 13th system because root at the end is the 13th. And you could isolate the black keys of these notes, and you could get the 8 chakra system, which is really the 7 system everybody knows, but everybody doesn't always count in that the root repeats after at the top.
But since it's the same, people like to call it 7 because it's redundant to say root again. It's implied that root will be there again.
Well, I think it's both implied, and that also people not taking that into account is part of why we have problems in the world today, because it stops the flow instead of cycling it infinitely.
Okay, I'm in.
So how do we do it?
Well, it takes 1 piano, 2 people, 3 keys per hand, and 4 hands. So we can do it right now. Can only do 6 at a time.
Well, goodness, then I guess we're gonna have to put this on the tripod. Okay, show me what to do.
So we're gonna play this to do it. We're gonna do it in fifths because it sounds nicer than fourths. Which sound nice too. It's a little alien when you do them in sequence. So the fifths sound nicer. So we're gonna do the circle in reverse. Remembering that it's not a musical composition, it's a demonstration of an algorithm and what perfect harmony sounds like. I'll play you a chromatic scale real quick, and you can tell me, just in linear form, going from through it in regular progression, how harmonious it sounds to you, starting in C. So it is harmony. It sounds a little dissonant, but it is harmony. And so, doing the same octave and the same 12 steps, simply rearranging which ones we're hitting first, we'll move in perfect harmony. So I'll start with C, G, it's the exact same thing.
Just backwards.
I could have drawn it backwards and wrote it forwards, and it's all the same thing.
Okay.
We're going from root to perfect fifth, so we're doing the same
thing backwards. Oh.
The masculine version. Play it backwards, it's the feminine version. It's the same order though.
Okay.
Just perfectly reversed.
And
F on your pinky.
F is that?
Yep. So, and I'm going D, A, E, B. Cool. So I'll start from the left. Now we'll play through the thing.
Okay.
And I'm going to go from the left 6 tones, and you do the 6 tones. Ready?
Okay.
We'll just hold the hand down. Hold the keys down.
Let's do it one more time. Yeah, let's just release it first. Wait. Where am I?
That's it.
It's funny, you play mostly the white keys, and I played mostly the black keys.
Well, 'cause remember,
The only one of mine that was black was, or that was white, was the very last one.
yeah, and the black ones, when you're playing in the key of C, represent the minor correspondences. So it's just like we were saying, how it sorts them for you.
Right.
So we could separate it so that I'm playing the perfect fifth and a root, playing all the major or masculine ones, and you're playing all the minor or feminine ones, or vice versa.
Right.
Between 2 people. But it takes 2 to do it with all with your hands without a sustain pedal.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds really nice.
It can be done. Perfect timing.
We should make a new kind of piano where we arrange them chromatically, but in that order.
So arrange them in perfect harmony.
Arrange them in perfect harmony chromatically. It's not chromatically, but it's in that sequence. Straightforward. If we take this pen, so root at the top, C, we can just put root. Now the 13 system is different, and I actually have it. Ooh, we have a cheat sheet. Let's just use that, because this will go a lot easier. It'll also be kind of fun. That's 8. That's the tetrahedrons, which is technically the same thing, you know, do, re, mi, but that's the 8 system as well. There is a 13 system, but he's sneaky and he doesn't write it. Okay, this is, no, that's 8 as well. Shoot. Here it is. Here it is with the music notes. Okay, see, because like there's the 8 system right there, and here's what all of them are. So he writes that it's like root is survival, and then it's sex, and then it's willpower / ego. Then it says solar plexus, which is interesting because it delineates that the will and the solar plexus is different. Maybe it's also written, it could be written wrong. It could be will and ego, like 4 and 3, and willpower is higher than ego, and ego is a lower form of the solar plexus. Then we have heart, and then we have heart again. And I'm wondering if this was written backwards too, because you'd think that Christ heart, and I swear I read this in his other book, was that Christ heart was higher. Oh no, that was in Serpent of Light, and personal heart was lower, because the personal heart's related to the individual, and Christ heart is related to the higher centers of everything. So I'm gonna write it like that. I'm gonna take it as the person who was copying this down from his lecture was wrong. Wait, what's the difference between E and F? Is F is the perfect fourth. Yeah, that's the higher heart. This is heart lower. Okay, yeah, and then after that is throat. Then it's chin. Whoa, blowing my mind right now. Nose, third eye, 45-degree crown, and then root again is Godhead. This is where people always get thrown off, and I have been struggling to understand this for a really long time. What you just brought to the table with this music is actually like answering my questions and helping me understand this better, because I looked at this and I was like, so hold on, you've got the nose, you've got the third eye, you've got the 45 degrees, And then like, what is the 45 degrees? Where does that fit in between third eye and crown? That's where there's like a shift in your understanding in your brain when you kind of reach sort of a higher level of awareness. Is you're kind of going through the half step into the next level of awareness of the world around you, and then you start at root, and then as the physical body goes, you go right back down and you start all over again. But this is a bad drawing because it puts 5 at sound, and then you don't get the nose or the chin, and we jump to 6, 7, and then you've got this point here and this point here. Look, it's 6, 7, point 8. So I think that it was just like a typo, and that it's not perfect, but it feels really close, and that if we can like map the person on the higher system, map a person with the right full 12 system with all of this music stuff, that'll be it. That's cool.
It is cool.